Hello everybody, and welcome to Don't Starve. This is a game that's just been released last month, I believe, into its full edition. It's been in alpha and beta for quite a long time. It is one of my favorite games in recent memory, and I've had a lot of fun with it recently. I've picked it back up. And I thought I would show you guys a little bit about it, and introduce you guys to the topic, and show you what the game is all about, because I have had a lot of fun with this recently. So my goal today is to show you a little bit about the game, tell you a bit about it, and show you how to get started on the right foot. So, I'm going to start up a brand new world, new character, new world, new everything, all on the default settings, and we're going to see how this plays out. Now, so here we are, the game is generating a new world. It's not quite like Minecraft, that it's procedurally generated, it does generate the whole world once. Okay, here we go, loading into the intro here. It's quite a fun intro. And that's it! A guy shows up in a weird suit and he says, you better find something to eat before night comes. And then he leaves you alone in the wilderness, and this is where you are. This is Wilson, the main starting character. And here's the wilderness. So the main object of Don't Starve is essentially to, well, not starve. Here's your hunger meter. I'm at 145 right now, and there are a couple of other things here. There's also health, and there is sanity. You need to keep all of these things high. You have a clock here with day and dusk and night. Night, just like in Minecraft, is very deadly, and if you actually are out at night without light, you'll instantly die, essentially. This is a lot higher stakes. This game is a lot higher stakes than Minecraft in that way. Over here is your inventory, and up here is your crafting stuff. And so you can see there are tools you can make. There's different things you can make as far as light is concerned, survival items. A lot of things are locked, and you unlock them by building science machines and various other types. But right now, the very first thing you want to do, really I'm sort of behind because I've been talking, but the first thing you want to do is find some saplings, these things, and some flint, because that's how you make your first tools. So I'm going to do that here. I'm also going to grab just some grass for a little bit later. We'll talk about that in a bit. Now, flint is something you can find pretty easily in any biome, so I'm just going to walk around and I'm pretty confident that I will run into it randomly. Now, if you hit the tab key, you find your map, and so here you are. It's a little bit difficult to see on YouTube, but here you are. And once we explore a bit more, this map will grow. There's some flint right there. Okay. So, once we have flint, what we can do is we can get ourselves our first tool, which is going to be an axe. And now, unlike Minecraft, you can't actually punch trees to death. So in Don't Starve, you actually have to chop them down. There we go. And so now I get some logs and some pine cones. I'm going to need those later on for things like fire and such like that. Now, the other option, the other object that you must do in the first couple of days, like the guy said, was, well, you gotta not starve. So, you see here, my hunger has already gone down quite a bit from where it was. These here are berries. And we're going to collect these for the evening. We'll hook those up later. We'll talk about that more. But in the first day, what you want to do more than anything else, really, is find food. Just as you're going around collecting saplings and grass, which you'll use later, and logs and that sort of thing, you want to be collecting berries, as well as some other foods that you'll find. Oops. Okay. Now the other thing that's important to note here, so you'll notice that I'm not clicking on this or anything, I'm just chopping it seemingly magically. What I'm doing here is you hold down the space bar, and what you can do is you can put your hands in the air, essentially, and anything nearby you will automatically run and collect. So I'm just holding the space bar right now, and have been for a while. And Wilson, in his smartness here, in his brilliance, is going around and doing everything automatically. So that's great. Okay, so now I want to try and find a place to camp for the night. There's no place that actually is especially better than the others on the first night. There are ideal places and not ideal places for your more permanent camp that we'll build in a couple of days when we have more materials, but for right now, anywhere will do. So basically, as long as I have some food and the means to build a fire, which requires some grass and some logs, three and two. I'm in a good place. So I'm just going to run around and look for some more resources until dark hits. Now, this is dusk. There are 3 phases to a day in Don't Starve. So you see here on the clock, this yellow part of the circle. It is day, and you're totally fine during the day, mostly. I guess berries up here. You have dusk, which is, you know night is coming and there's increased enemy activity, but we'll see that in a moment. Or we'll talk about that in a moment. But you're still safe. And then there is night, where you are absolutely not safe, and you must have fire. So, I'm going to collect these berries here. I get a couple more saplings, and get a carrot. Why not? Great. So, we are going to, now that we have some berries, I'm going to find an environment where there's some trees around, because I'm going to end up chopping those down in the evening. And I'm going to put down a fire. So, campfire, let's put it right here. No, there's grass in the way there. There we go. And we have fire. Now, this probably won't actually last us through the night, as Wilson helpfully says their fire's getting low. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our logs, and we're just going to add fuel. Now, that's a raging fire, and unfortunately, it's too big, and so it caught this grass on fire. I don't think it's going to spread anywhere else. I hope it doesn't. That'll just burn out and leave me some ash. But otherwise, we're good. Okay, so right now we can still do some wandering. We can grab some more grass. We still have some time before dusk hits. But for right now, we're doing okay. So we have all the materials we need, and now what we're going to do is have a look at our hunger. So now we're max hunger for Wilson. It does vary by character, but max hunger for Wilson is 150 health, or 150 hunger rather. And so we're quite a bit down. What I can do is I can eat these berries or carrots raw. If I eat a raw berry, right now I'm at 91, and I go up to 101, so it's 10. But if I cook them over a fire, which is the more ideal thing to do, it goes up by a little bit more. I think it goes up by 15, if I'm not mistaken, and it also heals you for some, although I'm at full health right now, so that doesn't especially matter. Most things do end up healing your health a little bit as they get, as you cook them. So I'm going to eat some of these and get back up to full health. Full hunger, rather. Now my sanity is also dropping a little bit, but that's not a big deal for right now. It's only really worrying once it gets below 100, and that's okay. Right now we're doing well. Now it's nighttime. We can't really venture out into the dark, because when we go out there, well, put it frankly, a lot of evil things will come and kill us. So I'm instead just going to chop down this tree. We're safe around the firelight. So, here we are. Now, what is the goal of Don't Starve? The thing with a lot of these sort of open-ended games, like Minecraft, is, well, what's the point? And the point in Don't Starve, well, frankly, is to survive, but there are a lot of obstacles to survival. A lot of the time, well, soon, things will start to attack me. There are evil creatures out there by a lot. There are a lot of numbers of evil things. You can also die of hunger, you can die of being set on fire, you can die of freezing in the winter. Actually, I think there are more ways to die in this game than most games I have ever played. It's a pretty vicious game, and it's pretty unforgiving. So, you gotta play it safe when you start out. Now, day 2 is just about to hit here. There we go. Morning comes. We survived the first night. And so now, we're up to do more exploring. The second day, the thing you want to do after we save here. The second day, the thing to do is we want to get flint. More flint, because what we want to do is build a pickaxe rather, and get some stones, because that will allow us to build a fire pit, which is a permanent campfire, because after this goes down, it will disappear, and there will be no record of it. You can't relight it or anything like that. A set fire pit is the start and the core of a base. And so lucky enough, right here, I've actually found 4 flint. So I'm actually going to grab all of this. 5 flint. Oh wow, this is lucky. And what we're going to do here is we're going to get a pick. Okay, so... Oh, jeez. Now, already I'm under attack by some evil creatures, so we're gonna... Oh, wow. Oh, okay. That was scary. You wouldn't think frogs are evil, but apparently they are. So, we've made our pick, and I got frog's legs, which is good. That will be a nice meal later. I'm gonna mine this stone. Now, it gives me flint as well, which is helpful. Once you start mining stones, then finding flint is not really much of a problem. Now, I believe I saw another rock up here, but rocks do come at sort of a premium at this stage of the game. You have to find the right place, you have to find the right biome. And I don't seem to be finding any right at the moment. Once you've found 12 stones, and that particular rock gave me 3, so once you cut down about 3 different rocks or so, you can start thinking about establishing a permanent base. And I think that that will end up being the subject matter of the second video in this series, where I'll talk about sort of base placement and that sort of thing. This is just meant to be an introduction to what the game looks like and how you go about your first couple of days. Now, I was talking earlier, I interrupted myself with the coming of day, about what the point of the game is. Well, survival... Oh, jeez, that scared me. Survival is the name of the game, but there is more to it. That guy who dropped you off at the beginning, Maxwell is his name, I'll spoil that one for you. Maxwell is a very evil character, and the thing is, we don't know very much about him at all. But you can find different remnants of him in this game. So for instance, there is Maxwell's door somewhere hidden in this world, and that is the door through which you get into adventure mode. Adventure mode is a mode consisting of 5 different randomly generated worlds that you proceed through, trying to survive for a certain amount of time each world. And it's a story, it's a progression. When you get to the end of it, you are supposed to go and find Maxwell, and you will meet him in his evil lair, presumably, and you will find out why you are here and what the whole point of this game is. And so I'm not going to spoil that for you, and to be honest with you, truth be told, I've never actually gotten there myself. But I know that that's how you get there. Another thing that's a remnant of Maxwell is a wooden thing. It's a portal to another world, and you can go into that in survival if you'd like, but which is what this mode is. Sandbox, they call it as well. You can go into sandbox mode, into the wooden thing, and it won't do very much for you. It'll randomly generate a new world, you'll go to a new place, but it'll still be sandbox mode. You won't really progress very far, to my understanding. But if you're in adventure mode, the wooden thing is the way you get to the next adventure mode world. And so, in order to progress, you need to find 4 different parts of the wooden thing and move on. And of course, they're guarded by things, and so in order to actually progress in that way, you need to move forward with the tech tree, you need to set up a base, you need to defend yourself, because you'll be attacked by things as you live here for longer and longer. And you need to establish a recurring food source, because as you can see right now, I'm sort of taking everything I need from the environment around me, but soon I'm going to have taken everything from the environment around me, and I'm not actually going to be able to live anymore off the land, because in my environment, it'll be gone. Now, that can work for a while. You can decimate the land around you for a short while, but the thing is, unlike in Minecraft, this game is limited. The map is limited, and so you won't actually be able to milk the whole world forever. Instead, you're going to have to set up renewable resources like farms. You're going to need to replant and nourish and fertilize these berry bushes. You might set up bee boxes like these guys. And generally speaking, you need to find some renewable resources. You need to replant trees and take care of the land. So, it's a really complicated game. On the surface, it's very, very simple, but in order to do well in it, you actually need to think really quite hard. Now, I see a bunch of rocks down here that we passed earlier. This is a bigger map, by the way. Now that I've explored a bit, you can move it around. I'm going to start moving down towards these rocks because that is my goal. I'm probably going to camp out somewhere around here today. And the next time we'll grab those rocks and find a place to set up a permanent base. So, it's the evil frog pond from earlier. And so, yeah, this game is quite deep. It has a lot of things in it that are sort of hidden. I know that last month, when it came out of beta, they added in caves. And so now there's another world below your feet. And you can actually go in there. There's a whole new set of mobs. There's a whole new set of challenges that you have to face down there and resources that you get. And so it's a whole new experience on top of the regular world. This game is full of stuff, and throughout this video series I want to explore those things with you and help you to get through the first week or so of surviving in the game. And then beyond that, we can play through together and we can discover together how best to survive and how not to survive, because there are a lot of ways to do that. So, as night sets here on day 2, I will leave you guys here. I'll cut the video. Thanks so much for watching. If you found the series helpful, give it a like and a favorite. And next video, we'll talk about setting up a permanent base and how to get through the next couple of days in Don't Starve. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.